So on this particular song we wanted to use acoustic, and generally my go-to system for miking acoustic is using an XY pair of small diaphragm condenser mics. And XY is essentially a miking technique where you take the capsules, make them perpendicular to each other, so they essentially share the same space. And by doing that, you don't get any phase cancellation from difference in distance between your source, the guitar in this case, and your microphones. Sometimes people use space pairs, and that can work great too, but it can be a little bit sticky once in a while due to phase cancellation from that difference in distance. I have Rode NT5s here. I think they work out fairly well. And this little Shure Stereo Bar, which helps correctly place the mics so that one is right on top of each other, so I can get that perpendicular capsules. Also, of course, a selection of guitar. I mean, your source material. You can't, if you mic something up that sounds like crap, it's going to sound like crap no matter how nice your mics are or their technique. So we tend to like using tailored guitars on most of our stuff here. Big portion of that is the tailors have pretty good intonation no matter where you are on the fretboard. They also cut through the mix fairly well. They have kind of a bright full sound, which we like. A lot of people also like using Martins, although I tend to think that they're a little bit too warm and woody and round for our type of music. If we were more of a folk group, maybe I'd go that route, but for kind of the pop rock sort of thing, I think Taylor works out a little better. They also have a decent DI system, and we're running that directly into this Avalon DI, and that's a nice sounding DI right there. Fattens up the tone a little bit, makes it a little bit less lifeless like a typical DI sounds. So the combination of the DI and the mics, I think, will turn out for a good mix. And then last but not least, we also choose between different picking styles, or picks, I'm sorry, not styles, but picks themselves. We may do a take of a couple different styles of thick to medium to thin picks, and believe it or not, it has a fairly drastic difference in the way the tone comes out, and so it's something to remember.
And then what about placement of these mics in terms of and how close to the body or how far?
Again, depends on the song. Generally about a foot away is fairly common, about where we are right now. Sometimes if you want it to be more detailed and intimate, you might get close with an XY pair. Usually a lot people like to either have that XY pair somewhere close to the 12th fret or over the hole. And we found that we tested it up close here, we tested it about a foot away, and then we tested it with the song getting more of the room by being like about 4 feet away, and found that about a foot fit in well with the mix and kind of just found its place with the rest of the instruments, and so that's what we're going to be doing. Get up by the morning
and take the highway down to Southern California.